name is Beth Hiley here for BoardGameGeek at Gen Con 2019. I'm sitting down with David Gerard from Junk Spirit Games, and you brought us Battle of the Bards.
Thank you, yeah. No, I'm very excited about it as well. Yeah, it's the dad joke that became a game.
Which I think is a great, I wish that was a tagline on the front of the box.
We need the slogan, right?
Right, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what are we trying to accomplish?
So in this game...
Other than making puns.
Yes, of course, yeah. So I wanted initially to design a game where you roll tons of dice, and it doesn't really matter exactly what you're rolling. You're not beholden to your dice rolls. You have so many different options that you can do what you want to do. And it just kind of slipped into a foundation of deck building. So it's a light deck builder with a heavy dice rolling aspect to it.
Take us through what a turn's going to feel like.
Yeah, so in a typical game, you're like running a group of bards. You're running a band to try to win the Battle of the Bards competition. And so you start with some basic bards, and you have wanted posters that you can try to use to collect other veterans.
I really love it. Is this you?
Yeah, is this you? And this guy's like just rocking
out.
Exactly, yeah. We make sure that.
Oh, I just realized that it's little tearaways at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We always sneak in the extra little cute little ads. Yeah, absolutely. So so you're basically you'll eventually, just like you do in every other deck builder, you start with the basic set. You'll try to filter out the basic guys to try to get the better cards, and then eventually by the end of the game, you'll have some powerhouse band that you're just rocking the house with. Yep. And then you're trying to score audience cards by basically creating performances, and then you'll make the audiences happy, and there's your victory points right there, right?
And again, I would love to detour slightly to talk about the artwork in here, because this is a great, really unique sort of stained glass style almost.
It is, yeah. He went to so Justin Hillgrove's always been an artist for all of our games.
Yeah.
And with this one, he actually went to this like pencil style instead of going like normally he just does like actual paintings, and so he penciled them and then digitally altered them and kind of did a really cool shade thing. So it was a cool thing for him to work on this as well, because he just essentially tried a different medium, and it kind of really is it kind of comes out a little stronger.
Well,
in
and I feel like there's tons of little humor in this. Like this little dude who's just rocking out in the front. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, exactly. Those are all your audience members.
As you're describing the rules, I'm getting very distracted by checking out, this amazing belting out owl.
Oh yes. We've got a few in here that are a lot of fun. We've got like magicians that are trying to do their thing. We've got knife throwers, right?
Oh, because you totally need that in your band.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of my personal favorites. Is a puppeteer. Right? And so basically all the characters have different abilities though. And so as you add them to your deck, when they come back in around after you've shuffled, then you've got these powerful abilities that you're bringing out, and you can bring more guys on stage, you can steal dice from each other, and basically you're just using all of this to try to get better performances and grab audiences.
So how is our deck builder working via dice?
So every one of the cards you'll see in the top left corner, you'll see a dice icon. And so when you put them into play, you put 3 bards on stage every round. You'll gain 3 dice from those colors, and then you'll have dice from previous rounds as well. You roll all the dice, and then you use the dice to fuel everything. So if you create, when you roll, you'll be rolling about this many dice a turn,
a satisfying
amount. You've caught on, exactly, yeah. And so, and then what you're looking for is after you've rolled, that's the dice you're going to be using for this turn. But there's so much that you can do. You can create sequences like this 1, 2, 3 right here, and that's how you create a performance. With the red being the dominant color, you'll have to take the red performance, and you can see that they just about line up. So once you collect three performances, you turn them in to capture an audience.
Because that's what the audience is looking for.
Exactly,
literally.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And then of course you can create other sequences as well. When you when you hire veteran bards, you have to discard 2 dice that are showing the same number. It doesn't matter the number, it doesn't matter the color. So there's many different options that you can do. And then also every different bard has a stat line that shows you what they need. So this one, for example, she needs 2 or below, and then this is the symbol of bringing more bards on stage. So as long as you can have any dice that shows that number, doesn't matter the color, you just assign it as your action for the turn, and you get to do its ability.
So, I love that the inspiration for this was you wanted to roll a satisfying amount, a ton of dice.
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of dice games, you can be beholden to the dice rolls. Like if you don't roll good, your turn's kind of over, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make it where it doesn't matter what you roll, you just basically have a puzzle in front of you and you're trying to figure out like what you're doing
tactically,
with it.
figuring out the maximum of the
exactly. And even if you make some mistakes early in a round, there's different ways that you can fix everything. So in a typical turn, you draw 5 cards. You only put 3 on stage. The other 2 are like your backstage guys, and you can discard them to let you re-roll your dice.
Which gives you even more flexibility if you really rolled.
Yep.
quadruple snake eyes and said that's not useful for me.
Yeah. In fact, I always say that like the only way you can roll bad in this game is if you roll like all 6s and you're on 10 dice, and then you roll all 6s again, and then you do it again. So it's possible, just astronomical.
Well, but then you've won the world's best game of Yahtzee, so right, you know there's a trade-off there.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna go pull into another game and be like, I won that one instead. Yes.
Yeah, in spades.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long do you think a full game would take?
So the game takes about 50 minutes per player, so a 4-player game takes about an hour.
Yeah, so nice.
Yep.
Snappy quick.
Keeps it quick, yeah.
Do you have a recommended soundtrack for while you're jamming out rolling dice?
I would go with Magic Sword. Magic Sword, I love you if you're listening. Yeah, I'd go with Magic Sword.
If you guys want to check that out, that is Battle of the Bards, which is from Junk Spirit Games. And David, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Awesome.